Hey guys, welcome back to The Occasional Angler. We do tips, trips and advice for all you anglers out there who are born to fish but forced to work. I've come down to my local river, which is in flood at the moment. I've hurt my back actually at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to do it. I was going to go pike fishing, going to use some pretty heavy lures, but I'm not going to be able to do that today. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to do a little bit of light lure fishing. I'm going to see if I can get some perch out of here, which, you know, I definitely know there are perch around here. It's a good little spot, and this looks like a really good spot here, so I think we will try it here. So what I'm going to be using, I thought I'd mix it up. I thought I'd try something different today. So I'm going to use a Carolina rig, and this is actually, if I'm going to be honest, it's the first time I've ever used a Carolina rig. It's a simple sort of system. So you can either use an offset hook like this, or you can use just a straight shanked hook, long shanked hook. Different people have different ideas about it. This one is a Gamakatsu hook, and it's got a little screw keeper here, and I'm going to screw one of these easy shaker worms in, and then the hook just sits like that inside the worm, and then when you get a take, boom, you can strike through it. I'll show you in a second. The lures I'm using are these keitech easy shaker 3.5 inch worms. I just got these as well, and they look really good. They smell as well, which will help here because the visibility is about a foot here. So let me just get back to the Carolina rig, and I'll do something a little bit more in depth back at home. But essentially you've got like a sinker weight, a bullet sinker head. Now there's two ways you can do this. If you're fishing to heavy cover, you've got a stop knot, and you can pull that stop knot right down there, and that's called pinning it, and that means that all stays together as one, and you can pull it through quite sort of dense brush, and this is a weedless setup. That hook will be skin pinched into the top of the worm so it doesn't stick out. So if you're fishing heavy cover, technically you should be able to pull it through, no problems. Or you can pull that up, so that's now got a bit of range. So when it comes down through the water, it's got a more of the bait has got a more of a sort of natural drop. Anyway, that's all the technical stuff. So let me hook one of these worms up and let's get fishing. Okay, so we got our hook and our bait. There we go. Hook, bait. So let's take the screw keeper. So I'm learning this with you guys as we speak, because I haven't used this system before. So we'll learn about this together. But it seems to have gone on pretty fine. So now that's held in place as so, which looks pretty enticing. Now the idea is we pinch it there. That's the point at which that hook needs to go through. So that's the point there, as you can see. Pinch this through. Try and keep it as dead center as possible. Right. There we go. So we got a nice straight worm, and then the trick is to get to the point just underneath the surface. So you just pinch this up, and now the tip of that hook is just running and it won't catch, and that's called skin pinching. Okay, let's do it. So one of the beauties of this kind of fishing really is that it's just so lightweight. I can just put a couple of lures in my pocket, and hopefully I can just pop out, zip along really quickly, and just see if I can catch a few fish. I don't have to cart all of this stuff around. So I'm just going to really small movements through here. I see all the guys when I go fishing on the mornings. I tend to go Sunday mornings. I see them all carting like they've got their wheelbarrows. Oh, looks like a proper workout. I'm just being really gentle. It got really cold yesterday, so there's a part of me which thinks that if there are fish around here, they're not going to be massively active. I do like the look of that little thing over there. I kind of feel like, let's have a look at it in the water. I mean, okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. It sticks up in the air, yeah, that should catch. So yeah, we're just going to hop this along the bottom. I think the key with this is these things, just a tiny little bit of movement, keep it in the strike zone. I'd like to think that there's a few perch knocking around here. It stinks, that thing, as well. Oh, I think we just had a hit. Yep, we're in. Here we go. Yeah. Straight off the bat. Oh wow, okay. I wasn't expecting a perch so quick. That is great. Wow. I never thought it would be such an effective technique. Okay, here we go. Right guys, look at this. Beautiful perch. Really nicely hooked. He's about, well, he's quite small, but yeah, he's still a reasonable sized perch. Look at that. Let's get a nice photo of that. Well guys, look at that. I'm really pleased with that. Like, that perch came after one cast really. Look at him. He's an absolute beaut. Let's get him back, but what an amazing way of catching fish. Literally one little bump and boom. Got him. Lovely. Okay guys, I want to show you how I tied my Texas rig. So what I'm going to use is a Texas weight, which is a bullet head, like that, a ledger stop, a size 2 worm hook, which has got a screw lock on it, and also a keitech 3.5 inch easy shaker worm. So first of all, we take our main line. So here is our main line. Now I'm going to thread on a ledger stop first of all. Now you don't have to, this is a ledger stop or a float stop. You don't have to use these, you could use a stopper knot. That's absolutely acceptable as well, but just for ease of this video. So I push that in like so, get one of these float stops, and I just put it onto the line. There we go. Now we've got a stop which we can move up and down the line wherever we want. Next thing, we put on this bullet head. Now you use the bullet head to weigh it down onto the bottom. So depending on the weight of, depending on the depth you're fishing, you want to go as light as possible. So this is 1/8 of an ounce. But if you're fishing a fast flowing river, for example, you might want to go on something quite heavy. So this goes on next. Next thing that goes on is this size 2.0 worm hook. This is the decoy one, made by Decoy. Very, very sharp. Now when you're doing this, just make sure that that screw lock is this side, the hook side of your knot, not the other side. So I would usually use a Palomar knot, but just for quick, easy action, I'm just going to do a grinner knot, which is a great knot as well, but not as good as a Palomar. You'd obviously wet this all down before you tightened it. So, and then let's just trim this off. And this is what we got. We've got a hook here. We've got a ledger stop and a head. Now you can have this pegged or unpegged. Currently it's unpegged, which means that the head can go up and down like that. That's better for open conditions where there isn't much vegetation or brush. The reason you do that is it allows more sort of natural movement with the hook, but the reason why you use it only really in open conditions, bottom conditions, is it can hang up easier on vegetation. So when you're in heavy vegetation like a lot of weed, then you peg the head down and it will sit like that, and then it's kind of, as well as being weedless, there's not much for it to catch on. So anyway, we'll open it up like that for now. Right, next we get our keitech easy shaker worm. This is our bait, our lure. Now I'll just warn you, these things smell. They really smell. They've got some kind of shrimp smell about them. So for those of you who are a little bit well, don't like those kind of smells, this may not be the bait for you, but I'm sure it smells brilliant to a fish. Right, next thing, so we now take the screw head and we're going to screw this in as so. Just corkscrews in, get it right in, right up to the tip, like that, and now that will sit like that. Now the trick here, once you got it to the place you want it to sit flat, is that's the point which you want the hook to go through your bait. So put your fingers there and through it goes. And hopefully you get a really straight worm like that. It's gone all the way through. Now the last trick with this is you pull this up to here and then you just pull the bait forwards and you let the hook point just go underneath the surface of the plastic, and that means that it's completely weedless, so it won't hang up on anything, and when it goes through the water it won't hang up and give you a really beautiful presentation. That is the Texas rig. That's it, unpinned, and then if you're going through heavy vegetation, pull that down and it's pinned. Really simple and extremely effective. Guys, okay, so I've come down to another section of the river. I've come to this bit because I know that although the main river can be quite dirty, this little tributary quite often stays clean, and obviously if I can get a nice clean section, then the fish can see my lures, and ultimately it makes lure fishing a lot easier. So hopefully there might be some perch. Now you can see the sort of like dirt line out there. That's the sort of mud and silt and rubbish from the main river. But on the inside where it's dark, that is all nice clean water. So my hope is that there might be some perch sitting along this seam, because you know, this is where all the sort of like all the gumph out of the main river comes out. So predators often sit on these kind of seams. Let's see, hopefully we might get something. Okay, we've got a jack. Okay, it's a very, very small jack. Oh, here that go. Okay, well that's not what I was looking for, but we had a take anyway. Yeah, let's just check the line. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. Okay, well we had something anyway. This goes to show a bit of visibility, but we're not after pike, we're here for the perch. Okay, let's keep on fishing. Okay guys, so I just got bitten off by a pike. That wasn't ideal. If I get hit by another pike, I should really change onto wire trace, but I'm here to fish for perch, so I'm not really keen on going onto a wire trace quite yet. This is all I've got left with me hook wise, so I've got a little keitech 3 gram jig, and I've put a little worm on the back of it. So who knows, let's see. It'd have to be a reasonable sized perch to want to take that. Let's hope it doesn't attract pike. Okay guys, well, wasn't what we came here to catch. Again, we've caught a pike. There seems to be a lot of pike in here, which, you know, it's great sport on this kind of tackle, but a bit dangerous as well, because we're only using very, very fine line. Where's he gone? Anyway, he's a bit of a bigger pike as well. Yeah. Well, if we get him in, it'll be impressive. He's not happy. He's not a happy pikey. Okay, we've got a pretty angry pike here. He's probably not going to fit into my net very well either. This is a net not for pike, but we'll just do what we can do. Okay guys, well, we caught quite a big pike. He's probably 8, maybe 9 pounds. He is actually quite a big pike. We just caught him when we were perch fishing, we caught him with one of these, which is a keitech jig and a keitech worm. So I mean, I was perch fishing, I was going perch fishing, but you know, this is a nice bonus. Look at the size of those teeth. Yeah, he was angry when I caught him. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe if you did, and best of luck with your own fishing adventures.
The second thing which I wanted to show you was a keitech jig head. Now these are bass jig heads. This is a Model 3 jig head, and what it's got is a movable section skirt which can move up and down, and it's got a little pin inside. Now I think this would do better with a bigger worm, but I don't have a bigger worm, so we're just going to use this one now. We're using another keitech easy shaker, and you can just plonk this in, screw it in a little bit, don't have to go that far, I screw it in pretty well, bring it round, measure it up, so there we go. Let's get all this skirt out of the way so you can actually see what's happening. Measure it up, so that's where we want it to go through. Boom. Maybe I've been a little bit. There we go. All the way through. And then again we just skin hook it just up here. Let those come down, and you just attach that directly to your main line, and you've got a brilliant little jig which you can just push along the bottom, just bounce it, or just swim it, and very effective, and probably something which the English fish really haven't seen a huge amount of.